Hello and aloha, everybody. Wow, that was interesting. I didn't get my normal countdown. It just said you're live. I'm glad I wasn't, scratching my butt or picking my nose or anything. So aloha, and I am watching the counter to see. There we go. Just popped up 13 people on from the start. And that number climbs as Facebook. There we go, 17, 18. So this is going to be a short live. And very often when I say that, it ends up being over an hour. This one's going to be short on purpose. I have a couple of things that I want to share. I am mainly, aloha Tim, good to see you. I'm mainly going to ask some questions and set up the next conversation with you. Okay, so I have my reasons for this. I'm doing something a little bit different today. What I want to encourage you to do for now, let's do our thing that we often do. Hey Pamela, good to see you. Let's just say hello those of you that are joining, especially if me and my work are new to you. If you want to type in, and let's just get a handle on where we're coming from. I see Esther over in Florida. I see Dev in the kitchen. I see there's several people have commented on this post across the internet that are in a lot of different countries. Hey, Linda, Brandis, good to see you. All right. Hey, Sue, welcome. So everybody's saying their hellos today. There's the first one. There's Denver. Okay. So everybody's saying hello without actually typing in their location. But here it goes. Mesa, Arizona. Good to see you. Hey, Diane, aloha. I am really excited about that. So you know what? Thank you. Let me do a quick commercial, everybody. Diane Forster, if you don't know this lady, you want to. She is freaking amazing. I met her at a business conference a couple weeks ago, and she's just amazing. I knew from the very second that we were going to be friends and we would connect. And we ended up not only talking, she had read my book. She interviewed me the other day for her show, and her mission and movement is under the title I have today. I highly recommend checking her out. She's awesome. And the interview she did with me, being as open and bright and conscious and focused on awesomeness as she is, she asked some questions of me that nobody's ever asked. So she pulled some information out. It's going to be a blessing to you. All right. So there's New Mexico. There's Boise. There's Arizona, Ontario. Captain Cook. Tim, I didn't know you were my neighbor, man. All right, awesome. More Canada, Northern Michigan. Hey, Kathy. And there's Rex, my brother in New Zealand. Hey. There's Christy in Alabama. Christy, you don't miss nothing. I mean, I don't know if you even sleep. You're just there all the time. Kansas City. Hey, Rami. Aloha. Elaine, always good to see you over in Texas. I know where you are. Hey, Marilyn, whose life is getting more amazing by the day as the reports come in to me. I can't wait to hear the next update on that. Okay, so here's the scoop, everybody. We got 44 people on. That's a pretty quick climb, and not bad for a couple minutes in on a Sunday, right? Hey, Deborah in Brazil. Aloha. Good to see you. All right. I am going to use today. I'm going to use this live, and my intention for setting this live up is I'm going to mainly tease you with some information today. Let me share this real quick, because this is I consider this important. I really feel that Diane's interview of me yesterday, her show and her mission is valid and important and can be beneficial to anybody. And this brilliant light that she had just read my book and was lit up with it. And she was so transparent. I had no idea she was going to be on today, so none of this was planned. I'm just taking a minute for it because I feel it. I feel inspired to do so. So she was so open and so transparent. And when I told her my take on what I call spiritual fucks and talking about level 4, she was like, well, that's where I've been and that's not where I'm staying. And there's a balance in her of this brilliance and talent, and then a humility and just an open. She didn't position herself as being beyond where she was or under where she is, and that's really rare, and I really admired it. So I love this lady. I recommend that everybody check her out, and there's her thing. So I would go find I Have Today and find her podcast. Go ahead and get signed up for it, and be ready for that episode tomorrow, because I'm telling you, she pulled some powerful stuff through. All right. So, aloha, Rosemary. Good to see you. Another Canadian up there. So let me get back to my story and focus now. As if I could focus on anything for more than 3 seconds, but I do believe I can. I believe I can. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. We are all in a rather freaky, experience that's going on right now. And the virus, the quarantine, the lockdown, the whispers of things that supposedly were coming for a long time, all the so-called conspiracy theories, everything coming together at once, and a lot of people doubting the official story, and a lot of people scared shitless, and a lot of people getting pissed off. There's a lot of energy, a lot of emotion, a lot of stuff going on. Hey, Denise in Australia, always good to see you. And so there are a few topics that are near and dear to my heart, and they don't get nearer and dearer in tough times. It's not like that. It's just that I've been saying this a lot recently. As the fear goes up, the skepticism kind of comes down. People get a little more open, a little more curious. Like, well, maybe that stuff that I thought was woo-woo doesn't sound so woo-woo right now. Let me check this out. Let me consider this. Let me be open. And there are some opportunities that have been available to us for a very long time, that we were probably a little too fat and lazy and comfortable and hypnotized to sleep by our Netflix and our listening to the media. And so I'm going to ask some questions, and I'm going to let you decide if what I want to talk to you about is for you or not. So check this out. Item number 1. Are you familiar with the idea of personal sovereignty? The idea that I alone, and in your case, you can do this to yourself. I alone am responsible for my life, my health, my parenting, my family interactions, my communication, my responses. I alone am responsible. Or are you one of those people who believes that there's an external authority that has, the say-so and that you should do it their way? Have you ever actually thought about it? Are you someone, because if you say yes to that on sovereignty, then what I'm going to talk about will be very interesting to you. Second, and yeah, I do welcome the comments. Dev just typed in she's familiar, and I know you are, honey, because we talk about it, right? I appreciate your love there. Are you someone who values your health and who feels and knows that you are responsible for your health? Not some medical authority, not some vaccine company, not some food conglomerate that has decided to take over the food supply and poison humanity. Do you believe, hey, Piera, good to see you. Do you believe that you are personally responsible and that you can take control and power of your sovereignty? So, like, first of all, what I'm angled on is your health sovereignty. Health sovereignty. Now, those of you who say yes to sovereignty and you say yes to health sovereignty, do you feel 100% knowledgeable and capable of everything you need to know and every tool that you need at your disposal in order to create the exact results that you want? Do you have all the knowledge and all the resources in this very moment, every piece of information, that you can actually take total control of your health sovereignty? And I'm going to tell you that if you're honest, although you have the infinite ability, right now we have been lied to on so many levels to such an extent that very few people literally have a clue. And the people who seem the most knowledgeable, the people who are the most certain, are often the most full of crap without knowing it. And I'm going to speak from experience. I had spent probably 30 years in deep, passionate, enthusiastic exploration and investigation in this area of health sovereignty. And things that I've learned in the last 3 to 5 years have quite literally blown my mind. All right. So what I want to offer and tease you with right here is that the water that we drink, I'm going to toss a few facts out. Now, but before I go there, let me do this. My fucking gloves are off. Okay? My gloves are off. I am no longer going to beat around the bush. I'm no longer going to soften some of my expressions to be. I've never been one for political correctness. I'm always for emotional tact and kindness. I'm no longer going to tone down my expression to avoid having someone else be offended. So let me get this out of the way from the very start here. Offense can never be given. It can only be taken. We were programmed, constantly a program. Oh, I am so offended. No, you're not. You're choosing offense rather than understanding. Oh, what he said was so offensive. No, he said what he said. You chose offense based on what you prefer to believe to yourself. Now, Brian, are you trying to tell me that no one can ever offend you? That's right. So if someone comes up and shits in your cereal bowl, you're not going to be offended? No, I'm going to push the bowl away and tell them, get out of my space. But Brian, if somebody sees your post on Facebook, like right now, you're saying these bold things. What if someone says that you're an asshole? What if someone says that you're stupid? I say, I'm not offended. I just figure they're feeling something that they feel strongly about. And something I said brought up something they don't want to look at. And then I look and listen and check it out. No one can offend me. Do you hear me? No one can offend me. So as I say some of the things that I'm going to be saying over the next minutes and then the coming days, I'm just taking the gloves off. I'm not one to beat around the bush. I'm just not even going to tap. I'm just going straight for the heart. Okay. So this live stream right here, this short, passionate invitation I'm about to make will be an example of it. There's a big company, a big multinational giant company, and they're called Nestle. And the CEO of Nestle has basically said, we're going to take over all the fucking water in the world. It's not a human right. Fuck you. We're going to take water. And whether it's clean or not, whether we completely destroy countries and towns and people's lives, we're going in and taking their water. We're overpowering their governments, taking their water, and we're going to put it in plastic bottles and sell it to you and make money off of it. Okay. Now, Brian, are you talking bad about another person? No, I'm telling you what he fucking said. It's public. This is not like, so he's not hiding in a corner and I'm pulling out some conspiracy theory. It's what he said publicly. You can find the videos. Okay. I recommend that if you watch one of his videos while he's talking about how water's not a right, take a real good look in that guy's eyes. See what you feel. All right. Then you have Monsanto and Bayer. You have companies that have been focused on poisoning humans because there is a wide open, this is no conspiracy theory, it's wide open, it's absolutely public information for anybody who wants to look, that a little while back, a whole bunch of multi-billionaires got together and said, hey, let's kill most of the people on the planet after we take all their wealth. Let's kill them so we can have the planet for our playground. Okay? So, what if the vast majority of the information that you hear about human-caused climate change is engineered and pushed through the media to scare the living shit out of us so that we'll be happy to die so Mother Earth can be healthy? Oh, that's conspiracy. What if one of the past presidents of the American Cancer Society publicly said that the addition of chlorine and fluoride into public water is causing a minimum of 80,000 cancer deaths a year. Minimum. That doesn't count sicknesses. Well, Brian, those are far out conspiracies. That's what they're fucking publicly saying. There's no conspiracy theory. Yes, they are conspiring. What if you were to find out that fluoride, okay? Fluoride, big story, lots of stuff. But what if you were to go back and find out that the Worcester, looks like Worcestershire if you want to look it up, the Worcester Dental Society received some false research. The aluminum industry was looking for a way, it was costing them hundreds of thousands of dollars a year to dispose of some of the toxic residue from aluminum production. So they found out that calcium fluoride was helping people's teeth. So they called their waste product from aluminum, they called it sodium fluoride. It was costing them hundreds of thousands of dollars a year to dispose of it because it was so poisonous. They would eat metal and do all kind of other shit. But they created some false information. They paid some scientists who showed that sodium fluoride helped teeth. So they put that information in front of a group of dentists called the Worcester Dental Association, a really high level, very prestigious Northeastern Dental Society, who then endorsed fluoridation of water supplies. What if we found out later that fluoride in water was creating a whole bunch of mess in our brains and nervous systems, shutting down our pineal glands in our brains and a bunch of other shit? Well, Brian, obviously that's a conspiracy. No, actually, because if you go check the public record, a few years later, the facts were revealed, and the Worcester Dental Association repudiated and retracted their endorsement of fluoridation and never gave it back. But if you go to the medical schools and you want to pass, ain't nobody spending $100,000 in 12 years on a medical education they don't want to pass. And if you go and you want to pass, you want to get the star on your paper, you have to sign where it says fluoride helps the teeth. And you have to agree with it. And my God, if you want to be a dentist. Okay, so enough of that. Companies that want to take over our food, companies that want to take over water, and companies that have done some of these other things. And then underneath it all and behind it all, the chemical companies that became the pharmaceutical industry. And there's a couple of people right now, I can't, Brian's not talking about this on the Facebook Live. There's no, why not? It's publicly available information. If you look up some of the companies out there, now here's one thing I will recommend a book. If you can go find it, if you can find it, I recommend you get a few copies. It's called The New Drug Story by a guy named Morris Beale, B-E-A. It's either B-E-A-L-E. I've seen it spelled both ways, B-E-A-L-E or B-E-A-L-L-E. This book will just literally blow your mind because he historically documented absolutely all of these things and way more in just such radical depth. But I'm only going to talk about one chemical right now. There's tens of thousands of them. But just to bring one up, there's something called glyphosate. And at the last record that I saw, 13 billion pounds. That's like more than a barrel full, I think. More than a swimming pool full. 13 billion pounds sprayed every year and climbing. And of course, good old Monsanto created that deal and was finding ways to use more and more of it. And I'm going to tell you one set of short facts, and then I'm going to get to my point here. Organic food used to really mean something. It used to really mean something. And then the USDA, the USDA took over organic certification. Okay. So it used to be that if you bought organic, that meant that it was grown in clean, healthy soil and that it was also never treated with any chemicals. But those smart chemists, they're so smart. They found out that after you cut a plant like wheat or rice, grains, they need to dry for a couple weeks. And if a company is selling hundreds of millions or billions of dollars worth of grain, I mean, forget just growing 100 pounds of wheat. Okay, I'm talking, if you're talking about like giant masses of it, it can cost them millions of dollars, the process of cutting, leaving, and drying. And they have to do quite a bit to keep the moisture off of it. Cost them a lot of money. They found out if they would just soak it with glyphosate, it's a desiccant, it kills the cells, dries them up, makes it impossible for them to absorb water. It basically dries it out in hours as opposed to weeks. So today you can go buy a loaf of organic bread that was grown in questionable soils, but probably okay. Never got any chemicals sprayed on it while it was growing. No chemical pesticides. No, ma'am. No, sir. Everything's good. The only thing is that right after they cut it, they soaked it in more fucking poison than they would have ever sprayed on it while it was growing. I'm not trying to be depressing. I'm sharing publicly available facts. If anybody wants to know. Well, Brian, you're Mr. Level 5. You're so spiritual. You say there's nothing wrong. You said there's nothing bad. Right. But do you want someone to shit in your cereal? Right. I didn't say nothing's wrong with it. I didn't say anything. But listen, if we all die, it's fine. We're going to keep right on going. Energy never dies. I'm saying, do you want to eat shit? Do you want to give your children a tube of poison to brush their teeth with? Just because of the social pressure on you to do so. Now it goes way deeper. The rabbit hole goes way deeper. Just like if you look at soils, even for organic plants, farmers found out a while back that if they would use NPK, now even though plants need 92 minerals to be at their perfect health, they found out they could use NPK, nitrogen, potassium, and phosphorus, and that plants would grow. It looks like a plant. It even comes up and it fruits and everything, but there's very little nutrition in it. And if the soils are depleted, it's a whole different game. So this last couple weeks, this virus, this lockdown, and the amount of things that are coming to light and the amount of people that are waking up, I got a feeling, I guess it was 2 days ago, I got a feeling to share this information plus a little bit more, and then to flip the coin over and show you the most complete, perfect, miraculous answer that I have ever seen after over 35 years of rather fanatical searching, huge financial and time investment on my part. I have something that can help. Now, if there was a way that you could take control of your health at the highest possible level, if there was a way that you could do something to counteract everything I just said, if there was a way that you could turn it around for yourself and your family and for people close to you, would you want to know about it? Is there any reason why you would not want to know and hear about something like this? You don't have to act on it. You don't have to take my word. You don't have to believe anything I say. But hear my question again. If there was a way that you could turn every single one of those things around yourself, you could take itty bitty little actions to turn that Titanic around, change its direction profoundly, would you want to know about it? And I'm going to wait and see what comes in as far as answers to that question, because I'm really serious. I haven't done the normal bunch of interaction that I do on this one. I got my first, of course. So either the comments are lagging or I'm not being very compelling today. I don't know what it is. Let's see. Here they go. Yes. Yes. I would love to know and remember. I like that. Yes, 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 yes. Here we go. Here we go. Yes, yes, yes. Now, the yeses are coming in from different countries. So think about that for a minute. Hi, Amy. Welcome. Yes, I would want to know. Yes, I would want to know. Yes, I would want to know. Yes, 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 please. Yes, 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 of course. I would want to know. Yes. Okay. So now that we have that, let me give you, hey, Candy, good to see you. Let me give you a little bit more. That glyphosate stuff, over the course of the last couple of years, as it has come onto the scene, that Roundup's been sprayed billions of gallons of it every year. It's no longer just in the soil. It's no longer just soaking down into the aquifers. It's actually in the rain. And so tests have been done to check the human body for glyphosate in the cells, including in tribes in the Amazon far away from any use of glyphosate or Roundup. And it's showing up in virtually every human body, okay? With a set of potential symptoms and outcomes that you don't want to know about, to be quite frank with you. And the only reason I look at these things, the only reason I talk about these things is because my question, do you want to eat shit? Now, you know what? I'm going to do one more thing before I move to start wrapping this one up. If you accept the possibility that we're all energy, if you accept the possibility that everything's energy and everything's perfect just the way it is, I do, by the way. I accept that everything is perfect. Nothing is wrong. I'm not on any campaigns to right any wrong or fix any bad or correct anybody else. Well, Brian, this is incoherent. What are you actually doing then? No, it's not incoherent. Here's what I'm on a mission to help people who want to know, who want to direct their lives to go the way they want to go. So my question for you is, if Jennifer, Kim, Sue, if somebody was on the way to your house, now this is going to be an extreme example, but I think what I'm talking about is extreme. If somebody was on the way to your house with the stated intention, they send me a message. Hey, Brian, I'm going to head over to Sue's house, Jennifer's house, Kim's house. I'm going to head over to their house right now. I got about a 10-hour drive. I'm far away. And I'm going to go over and kill their family. If I was aware of that, even though I accept that everything is perfect, all is well, there's nothing to fix, nothing's wrong, it's just what it is. If I knew that for sure, and after they told me they were going to do it, I looked at their GPS online. I could see, oh, they're making a beeline for your house. You got 10 hours. Would you want me to tell you about it or not? Or would you rather I was spiritual Brian, sitting in the pyramid, all is well, don't need to say anything or do it? Would you rather I told you? Okay, I would. So I welcome this kind of profound information. And for those of you who welcome it, I'm talking it. So you might want to do a little research. You might want to check and see if anyone's shitting in your cereal. And you might want to check out what I'm doing tomorrow. Because tomorrow at 11 a.m. Hawaii, and that is 12:12. I need my fingers for this. 11 in Hawaii. 12:1, 2 o'clock Pacific. 3, 4, 5 o'clock Eastern time. I am going to be doing a private, I thank you for that. Probably my reminder about tomorrow. I'm going to be doing a live private webinar, closed door webinar, where I'm going to share this information and quite a bit more. And I am going to reveal an answer to it that will help you to take your power back, to take your sovereignty back, to vote with your actions, with your heart, and with your wallet. And for some, this is totally not going to, I believe that every word I just said is absolutely for you, but you got to decide if it is or not. For some of the people that I'm going to share this with tomorrow, some of them are going to be very interested in this last part. there is the possibility of taking control of your financial, monetary sovereignty at the same time by helping other people with this information. Now, maybe in the past, you were scared to go and speak your truth. If you had an hour left to live, what would you fear to say to whom? If you found out for sure you had one day left, 24 hours left, what would you leave unsaid? So I love this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. I'm ready to take it back now. Well, I got a few reasons why I'm not going to do it publicly today. And I made a decision as I was setting this live up. I was typing in all the words about what the live was going to be, and I got it. Make it a private webinar. Make it a private webinar. So that's what I'm going to do. It's password protected. And you're invited. Oops. Right. Nothing. I wouldn't hold anything back if I had 24 hours. Well, listen, do you ever know, have you ever known beyond the shadow of a doubt that you had 24 hours left? Have you ever known beyond the shadow of a doubt that you had 24 hours left? But you know what? We haven't been living that way. So I magically, at the very last minute, went to this post and I added, whether you're seeing it on YouTube or whether you're seeing it on Facebook, I went in and I added a link to tomorrow's webinar. All you got to do is, if you're not seeing it in the post right now, you can click see more. And if you don't see it in the post, as soon as I end this live, or even if you're watching the replay, just refresh your Facebook page, click on the post, and you'll see the link at the very bottom of the post that says to register for Monday's webinar, click here. Now, this is one, I don't know that I will be making a replay available of this one. If you can be there, I highly recommend that you be there. If you find yourself just physically unable to be there, I don't know why, you're fucking quarantined, right? Just be there. Then what you can do is you can have someone in your family watch it for you, someone who's interested. I don't want anybody on that's not, I don't want anybody on that's not interested. Okay, if they're not excited and interested and very inclined toward this information, that's not gonna contribute. However, you are welcome to share this live stream that you're watching right now. 32 minutes in, and I'm about to wrap it up. So keeping this one well under an hour. Share this with anybody that you want. You can share it privately in Messenger. You can share it on their page. You can tag them in the comments, whatever. The more people that I can help with this information tomorrow, the more awesome it's going to be for everybody. This is the kind of thing that the more people who bring their energy to it, the more benefit to everybody. All right? So, thanks for being on. I welcome your questions. What I recommend that you do is, if you have time, maybe watch this one again. Maybe soak up some of the main points that I made. Find a way that if you share it with someone, don't just say, watch this. If you share it with someone, say, listen, I just watched this live where this guy was talking about this and this and this. I feel like it's worth watching. Share it with a little bit of an on-ramp where they can comprehend what they're getting their hands on. Everybody who sees this live is going to be able to go and click that link and register for the webinar tomorrow. And I'm telling you, I'm going to drop some love bombs and some information bombs tomorrow that you're not going to want to miss. And it will have the ability and the possibility to help more than you think, and to literally make this phrase, be the change, be the change. What I'm going to share with you will help you be the change in a way that you've never considered before. Okay? So Kathy, who came on late, this one's only about 34 minutes. I'm going to end it right now. Go back and watch it. The webinar details are in this post. It's 11 Hawaii, 2 Pacific, and 5 Eastern. All right, I love you. Those of you that want to help me reach more people with this, comment, share, and let's rock. I love you. Hey, James, great to see you, brother. Love you, man. See you guys very soon. I guess tomorrow. unless I get inspired to do another live tonight. Much aloha, everybody. Mwah. See you, Esther.